Alright. Oh, I just wiped my nose with my hand. Now I gotta wash my hands. And that's my sink. Okay. Alright, y'all. So, I contemplated making this video for a while because, you know, how do I say this? I guess it's kind of a gray area because you can get a prescription for medical marijuana in New York, and the things that would qualify you for that is cancer and some other things like, I think irritable bowel syndrome is one, or some type of chronic colitis, which I might actually be able to get diagnosed as. I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm uh I'm let's see, anxious and depressed. Mostly because of, I would say, scarring in here from Ultimate Fighting. But, you know, there's multiple causes for everything. I've had relationship problems and, you know, there's contributing factors. I think there's mold in my apartment. And, you know, just symptom situation in my intestine having to do with, you know, like a celiac condition from being raised on grains and dairy. There's a scarring in there too, so I don't produce the proper neurotransmitters. And I was prescribed medical marijuana by my teacher, Dr. David Jubb, for anxiety and depression, and he taught me how to prepare it instead of smoking it. So, you know, I'm an athlete, I can't smoke, and because of the lockdown in New York, the gym that I work out of, I don't work for the gym, I don't get a paycheck from anybody, I'm self-employed, but I do work out of the gym, and I have arranged, just like at my old gym, I teach some classes for free, and in exchange I don't have to kick back to the gym like most personal trainers have to. I think it's like a 30% cut goes to the house, but I keep all the money I make, which, you know, admittedly is less than what I used to make because people are scared. So, you know, when I have a lower, you know, income, I can go without medical marijuana. It would be like the difference between being happy and in video games and in training we'll call grinding. So nobody likes to grind. You know, you do things that are hard, but I could get through it. because I do my other herbs that I take, yohimbe and tribulus, and then I do like green tea, sometimes coffee, but I'm trying to get off of that, so I'm switching over to green tea, and I can get my work done. But when I do the medical marijuana, it makes me feel happy, and I think that's important, and I think that's a good thing, to be happy. So when I can, I do it. But this recipe that I'm making is not for me. I'm gonna have some, but I'm making it for somebody who had cancer, and he has a prescription for medical marijuana. But my recipe, this is not what I'm saying, this is what he's saying, is better than what he gets from the dispensary. Master Lukey brand works better and tastes better than what he would get from the medical marijuana dispensary. So he had actually tongue cancer and had a piece of his tongue removed, and they've made a new part of his tongue from like a tendon in his wrist, but because there's less tongue than what there used to be, it's hard for him to eat normal food. So if anybody's watching and you're interested in Master Lukey brand medical marijuana edibles, I can prepare it in such a way that can be shipped. I would do something like my pizza dough or a cookie or a cracker or something that doesn't need to be refrigerated. But today what I'm going to be making is a yogurt. And it's similar to my ice cream recipe in that I'm going to be using pumpkin seed. But the first thing I'm going to do is take this medical marijuana, and I'm going to put it in the this is what do you call this? Magic Bullet. It's not a good blender compared to the Vitamix, but I don't need this to be liquefied yet, and I'm going to cook it. So I just want to get the surface area down, and let's see, this might not have to be ripped. Yep, that's right. I can just crack it open like that. So this recipe is using I believe it's a 1/4 ounce. It's 14 grams. It might be half an ounce. I'm not sure. So we have 14 grams here. Okay. And I'm going to use this top, which is the 4 blades. And you can see there's some pumpkin seed residue on here because I used this Magic Bullet to make pumpkin parmesan. And the fats in the pumpkin seed are so stable that at room temperature they can, this pumpkin seed residue that's on here is like not even a week old, but it's not going to affect, like, if there was, I don't know, I don't even want to say it, but if I was using like animal products or some garbage like that, this would have to be, the thing would have to be cleaned out and disinfected because of the bacteria. But all life food certified ingredients are prebiotic and probiotic. So even if the pumpkin seed residue was turning, was fermenting, it still would be healthy. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to make this recipe for you right now, top to bottom, start to finish, so you can see how it works. And then if anybody's interested to learn more, connect with me 24/7 on masterlukey.com. So the first thing we're doing is blending the marijuana. Oh man, low battery? Jeez, hold on. Let me get my my extension cord to charge this. 2 seconds. 1 second. And we're plugged. Okay, so let's take a look in here. It's all finely ground. Okay, now we're gonna go to the rack here. We're gonna get the palm/coconut butter, and this is probably not enough in here, so I'm gonna go to the next batch. And I have a recipe written up already, but I'm gonna make a new recipe, and I'll just show you how I formulate things. Okay, so if you look here, you know, I'm gonna eyeball it. We got, you know, this much herb, so we're gonna do about double that of the palm butter. So got my spatula here. I'm gonna turn my oven, stovetop on to medium, because I don't want to fry it. I just want to heat it. Okay, and then this spatula is too soft, so I'm just gonna put this off to the side, and I'll use this spoon here, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. So I'm using all that. Clean this thing out. Special thanks to D. Castle for sending me this palm butter. And I'm going to flip the camera around just so I can get them. So there's that much, and then there's that much. Okay. Whoop. Flip this over again. All right, so now I'm just gonna put a little more. And that should be fine. All right. Step one. Step one is cook the weed. Now, while that is heating up, I'm gonna drop that on the floor. And then I'm going to come into the fridge here, and I'm gonna get the body of the flavor of the yogurt, which today is gonna be mango. I remember reading something somewhere a long time ago that mango actually enhances the effects of the medical marijuana. I think I read that somewhere. Mango. Alright, we gotta flip the camera around again. And we're gonna go like this. Hold on. Sorry about that. I gotta turn this. Boom. So we can get two things in one here. You're going to see the stuff melting, and you're going to see me make the mango. Okay. So you can look on YouTube the proper way to... yeah, the mango works if you take it an hour before taking the medical. Oh, okay. Well, I'm putting it in the recipe, so it's at the same time. It does work, though. I mean, it's not gonna like not make. I'm just telling you from experience. This recipe that I've had before, it does. You will get the effects of the marijuana. But what I was gonna say was, you can look online to see how to properly do mango. This is just how I do it. And I'm not classically trained. I've worked in food in a restaurant for 5 years, life food certified restaurant that was in New York City. It closed in 2010. And then since then, I've been working in my own kitchen, making food for myself, my family, my loved ones, my friends, and, people who want to sample my stuff. I haven't really been able to turn into a self-sustaining business yet, but I'm hoping that this recipe, by taking a chance and posting this video online, which is slightly risky, I would say, for personal reasons, people in my life who aren't into medical marijuana. Just as an example, when I had a breakthrough in 2013, they call it a breakthrough in neuro-linguistic programming. That's called a positive frame. In the traditional model, they would call it a breakdown. Like, I had problems in my life, and I didn't really have anyone besides Dr. Jubb and a couple of the people who supported me. Most people couldn't handle me the way I was behaving, so they wanted to put me on lithium. And thank God I didn't, because the side effects are really bad on lithium. Dr. Jubb put me on medical marijuana and also trained me how to positively frame my situation. And so I'm here today. But those people who wanted to put me on lithium, they are against medical marijuana. Isn't that funny? They want to put me on the harmful stuff, but the healthy stuff is no good, right? What a world! What a world! But anyway, I took the chance to make this video today because I think this could be business for me. I'm on a mission because I have a brand, Master Lukey brand, which I think is going to benefit a lot of people with the no head contact and the health food. So, I'm hoping that maybe somebody watches this and wants to order some medical marijuana edibles by me. And, you take risks. You take risks in life, and supposedly the greater the risk, the greater the reward. So today I made a post on my Instagram how I'm getting ready to do another MMA championship, Master Lukey brand. Master Lukey's League of Champions. That's coming. Even though New York is in a lockdown, I've been training with people, hands-on, close contact. In natural medicine, we are understanding that a virus is actually a breakdown product of something. It could be the person, it could be something that they ate, but you're not going to get sick from somebody else. When people have these breakouts in society, it's because they're all doing the same thing. It's not because they're getting it from each other. A family gets sick together because they're all eating the same garbage. All the Chinese people are all eating the same rice. Americans are all eating chicken. And chicken and birds is where all flus come from. The flu virus comes from eating birds, by the way. And so I'm not scared of getting sick. The only thing that I would not be scared of, but the thing that I guess is possible, I shouldn't even speak this stuff into existence, but getting harassed by people who are taking their job too seriously in terms of locking us down. But I've been training for months now since the lockdown, and not a peep. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm not afraid to take risks, and I'm not afraid to stand up for what I believe in. So anyway, let's put the weed in the pot here. It's gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna use my fingers to scrape out the stuff that got stuck on the bottom or the edge, or the sides, whatever. That. Some on the blade here. Okay. Alright, I'm going to stir that up. Actually, I'll just shake it around. Alright, Lugan, how long is the lasting effect of the mango medicine? Oh, usually I notice a ramp up. So when I take it, it takes about 1 to 3 hours to kick in, and then it will last. It will be a strong effect for several hours. I would say at least 3 hours, three to 6 hours, and then there's after effects for another couple of hours. I've looked online to some websites that say it actually lasts for 3 days. And I would agree with that, because I notice like on day 3 is when I start to feel, the anxiety and the depression start to come back. So, but as far as the effects of being happy and stuff like that from the medical marijuana, I would say that's about all in all about 6 hours. I hear it's best to, this is a comment, I hear it's best to eat them on an empty stomach. Well, look, I'm fasting right now. I haven't eaten since probably 2 days ago. Definitely didn't eat yesterday, and I had soup the day before. Yeah, so I'm on day 2 of fasting. So the energy that animates us, it doesn't come from food. The energy that is coursing through our body is unhindered when you're fasting. And that energy, as it's, I would say, amplified by the medical marijuana, and then there's no hindrance to that. So I would agree with what you just said. It's everything that has to do with energy is going to be more powerful when there's nothing else, for example, being digested. And it's said that 25% of energy can be being used for digestion, and that's even if you're not eating anything, if you still have food inside here that hasn't passed through yet. So not only is it best if you're not eating, but if you've also emptied out, I think everything that you're doing is going to be more powerful. Now, here's my blender. It's a Vitamix. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. There's no other blender that I will use or recommend. I mean, obviously I just used a Magic Bullet, so I do use other blenders, but for certain recipes you can't use anything else except the Vitamix. And you're going to see why. It's called a tamper. So I'm eyeballing everything. I'm not going on a recipe right now. I might write it down, but I also might not, because I've done this recipe before, and I pretty much know, what the measurements I need are. But I'm just going to see how much mango I have here. And then I'm going to blend it down just to make it even. Just put all this in. It's going to be very mango-licious. I'm also going to put one lemon in there just for the sake of, say health. Lemon's really good, right? Alright, so we got mango. Okay, now next, I'm going to put one lemon in. Two lemons. And the way that I do lemon is, can I do this? Drop this down? Okay. The way that I do lemon is I'll cut the skin off. Can you see that? Sorry, I'm not gonna bring the camera in close for this one because, in the interest of saving time, all I'm doing is cutting the yellow off. I'm leaving most of the white if I can. I'm not getting too picky with it, but basically cut off the yellow because you don't want it to be bitter. Although there's nutrients in there, you could leave a little. I'll just bring this in here. There's a little bit of yellow right there on the corner. Okay, and that's okay. It's not going to affect the taste too much. If I left all the skin on, it's not bad for you, but in terms of flavor, it's going to be a little bitter. So I'm cutting off the yellow. I'm leaving the white pith. I'm leaving the lemon intact because the Vitamix can process the seeds and just liquefy everything. Now I went a little close on one of the cuts, so there's juice and my hand is slipping off. So I'm just going to finish right here. Alright, there's a little more yellow on this one, but that's okay. Alright, and now let's turn this camera around. Go like this. Give you a view of my setup here. Camera stand off. This, by the way, is some quinoa because I'm making pizza dough after this or later or tomorrow maybe. Alright, so Vitamix, where's the top? Here it is. Top. Ready, set. Okay, so there was just a little bit of dark spots, which is probably like pieces of seed, so I had to push down a little bit. Now, this I'm gonna keep it going a little more until it turns more brown. It's still a little green. I want it to go kind of brown. All right. And what I'm gonna do next? Where's my honey? Here it is. I'm going to use this buckwheat honey, and I'm going to use the side of the Vitamix here where it shows you how much material is in there. We got 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups. There's 5 cups of mango. So now what I'll do is pour honey so that the line goes up to the 6 cup line. So it's going to be 1 cup of honey. And slowly going up, slowly going up, slowly going up, slowly going up, slowly going up. And boom, it was slightly below the 5 cup line, so we'll go slightly below the 6 cup line. Boop, bop, bang, pow, zoop, zop, zippity, pop. Alright, wipe my finger off. Normally I would put that finger right in my mouth, taste the honey, but I don't want to have to wash my hands again. Alright, so we got that going on. The only other 2 ingredients pretty much is that and the pumpkin seeds. So we'll just give it another couple of minutes. Here's the pumpkin seeds. And I'm going to turn this up. It looks to be about done, but I'm going to turn it up a little more. See how it's brown? It was green. And yeah, that's just about done. I'm going to put the pumpkin seeds in last. And in the meantime, let's see. Oh, I don't really have much to say. You know, thanks for watching. Live chat's on. Okay. How long is effect? This is real rad, man. It's going to be a successful business. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I hope it's a successful business, you know. My plan is this, because when I left Ultimate Fighting, I'll sit down for a second. When I left Ultimate Fighting, I went to see my teacher in New York City, Dr. Jubb, and this was in 2009 or 10. I think I actually left UFC in 2009. So 2009, 2010 time, I went in to see Dr. Jubb. I said, hey, Dr. Jubb, I'm not fighting anymore. You know, I want to go into more of a natural health arena like you are and help people. I said, my idea, I'm going to sneeze. My idea is, at the time, lifefoodcakes.com. And my plan was to make these specialty cakes for people who, you know, are celiac, who are gluten, who are, you know, diabetic, who have cancer, blah, 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 heart disease, all that stuff. And make these specialty cakes and then ship them out. And they would be a specialty item, so they're going to be high ticket, you know, plus the shipping. And Dr. Jubb said, you know, that's a decent idea. Although the food industry is very labor intensive, and, you know, for what you make, you really are going to be working a lot, and it's tough business. Now, look, I'm a fighter. I'm not averse to tough work. I work hard. You know, in 2005, I incorporated my name, Lou Kumo Incorporated, and I basically work 24/7. My fasting is from my business. My sleep schedule is from my business. My posting on social media is from my business. My food is from my business. Everything I do is for my business. So I'm not averse to hard work. The thing is this, it's about efficiency. And what Dr. Jubb told me, which it makes sense, and then other people are saying the same thing. If you build a brand, if you build a personal brand, and the brand becomes popular, then everything you touch turns to gold. Just think about this. If I go like this, now we'll do a little experiment. I go like this, ready? Just look at this shape in space and then just see if you understand what I mean. That. Okay, now I'll draw it for you. Whoop, I messed up. Low battery again. You get the idea, right? You know what that is? You know what this is? Alright, this one might be harder to see. This is the Nike swoosh. Exactly. You got it, baby. Look, you put that Nike swoosh on anything, it's going to sell. Okay, so that was Dr. Jubb's idea for me. He said, look, build Master Lukey brand. And so what am I known for? If anything, you look on my Wikipedia page, the first thing is American mixed martial artist. So I'm going all in on Master Lukey's League of Champions as an event. And that does two things. Number one, it brings people together. And when the economy first crashed in 2008, and I went on tour with Dr. Jubb to heal my brain, and he took me across from California to Nebraska, and he took me through all these towns that were basically ghost towns because the economy was gone, but there was businesses that were thriving, and these were the businesses that had a social component. The wine bar, the coffee house, before the lockdown, there was a big surge in personal training because you have the idea that a human is a social animal, and so this event is about bringing people together around something that's healthy, and also the double bonus is that it's developing me as an entrepreneur and my people skills. Okay, so let's flip this camera around. So yeah, I'm hoping that this is a sellable product, and if you're watching, you want some medical marijuana edibles, I'll ship that out to you. I've done it before, and I'm not afraid of getting in legal trouble because I'm too small. Plus, I've spoken to cops. They say that they'd rather have people doing weed than alcohol. Okay, and the only reason why weed is not more popular is because of the conspiracy of the industries that have been suppressing it. And that's a fact. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be legal nationwide soon. The only thing is they haven't figured out how to, make money at it. And then there's also probably the businesses that are still trying to suppress it. Let me plug this in here because it's giving me 10%. All right, so now we got the cooked weed. We're putting it right in here. Whoa. All right, it's probably too cooked, but that's all right. It's not gonna be ruined. It just might, I don't know, affect the flavor or something. I don't know. I think it's fine. I didn't want it to fry, but everything's a learning process, right? So yeah, my ultimate goal for Master Lukey brand is not only something to rival the UFC and the NFL and the Olympics, but then also something to rival Power Rangers and Cocoa Krispies for kids. So this is all part of it. And then we're almost done. We're just gonna blend it up, and then I'll show you how I'm packing it and how I'm gonna portion it for sale. Because I am selling this to the guy with cancer. He's not getting it free. I had to shell out money for it, and so I'm gonna at least try to make my money back. I'm just gonna put some water in the pot. So it's easier to wash later. Okay, now we're going to put the pumpkin seeds in. Oh, geez. You never know how far you can go until you go too far. That's my cooking That's my cooking philosophy. Okay, so hopefully I can blend all this. I definitely put too much in, but it's not the first time. So here we go. Hold on. This side's not. There's so much in it won't close. Okay, some fell out, and that's okay. Okay, I'm going to bring you in close here so you can see what's going on. Drop this camera down a little bit. Get you level with the blender. Okay. Actually, let's do like this. This might be a little too close, but let's see here. Alright, so you can see how this pumpkin seed's in there, right? And let's see how we can get smooth we can get this, right? I don't know if you can see, but basically what's happening is that, oh geez, we're just dripping everywhere. Hold on. What's happening is that the the tamper here, this black plunger looking thing, is pushing the pumpkin seeds down into the blade because it's so thick and there's so much material that if I wasn't doing that, only the bottom would be blended, and that's why you need a Vitamix. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing right now. I'm scraping the tamper down into the blade because I want to just make sure all this stuff is getting into the blender. And let me just do that real quick, and then I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see. Whoop. So you can see this. Just to make sure everything gets blended. And it's so full. I put so much material in there that it's going to take a few times to get all of this in. It's the Master Lukey cooking show. Coming soon to Lifefood Network. Right? Okay. any recipe that you like can be translated to a Life Food certified recipe. It's just once you understand a couple of key concepts in terms of ingredients and, you know, culinary technique, it's actually pretty simple. Okay, so do that again. Okay, here we go. Now let me turn it so you can see a little more of this. You see the pumpkin seeds, right? So I'm just going to keep pushing, slow and steady till I don't see any more pumpkin seeds. Okay. Holy, this thing is just... Alright, I'm going to stop blending there. I could blend it a little more, but it's just overflowing like crazy. So I'm going to stop it there and I'm going to start packaging. Alright? So, I'm sure I could do the math to find out what's the actual dosage, but I've been eyeballing it. So basically each one of these cups is going to be a serving, and I'm going to sell them for $10 each. So we'll see how many I can get out of this. And let me give you a better angle for what I'm about to do here. Take this off. Put this over here. Put this over here. And then... just wipe down the counter a little bit. Let's see. How's that? Okay, now hold on. There's a couple of seeds here. So what I'm going to do, is get a cup. Let's see. I have a... Hold on, who's texting me? Okay, let's see. I have a nice... Okay, I'll just use this for now. And now I don't want to put any seeds because the guy can't really chew. So I'm just going to take any seeds that I find and put it off to the side. And that will be, you know, like when a chef goes, one for you, one for me. So that'll be my little treat for making this stuff. Look, I just want to clarify because I was thinking about this while I'm blending. I'm not a pothead. Oh shit, I licked it. Now I gotta wipe this off. I'm not a freaking stoner. I'm not a drug addict. I'm an athlete. And I'm certified as a health coach and as a chef. And I don't recommend people smoke weed. I'm just licking this thing. It tastes good though. Alright. Let me get a different spatula. You know, if you just think about healing as health as a state of being, that we're naturally supposed to be healthy, right? So, in nature, there's no smoking in nature. So this is the natural way to use medical marijuana. Smoking is not a good idea. And people say, oh, well, the green smoke is actually okay. It's okay. It's better than tobacco. I've done both. But I do notice a difference from smoking. You know, I do notice that smoking anything is not good. So don't start saying, oh, Master Lukey's a pothead. I'm not a freaking pothead. I'm a health coach, okay? And this is good for a variety of health conditions. And if you don't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not the only one saying it. There's a lot of scientists who are into medical marijuana as a natural way for a lot of things. Cancer is one of them. And why shouldn't I be happy? You know what I'm saying? My dad, for example. Oh, well, he only wants the CBD. Because, oh, if you do weed, you get high. All right, that's a bad thing? Why does life have to be miserable? I mean, I can get through the day, but I don't think God wants me to be miserable. I think God wants us to be happy. You agree or not? Philosophy, right? Spirituality. It's like we have two sides to this world: the reality and the spiritual reality. The reality is this is a business. The marijuana business is big business now, or it's getting to be. So I think my dad, if I can make this into a profitable business, he would not be able to say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so I think because it's so thick, I'm going to have to spoon this in. So let me get a teaspoon. And I'm not really measuring what I'm taking today. So what I'll do is I'll save one of these for tomorrow, I'll take one and then I'll see if that's the proper serving. Because I generally do microdosing, which is what you would give to a child who has like autism. You don't want the kid to get high. So that would be a microdose. Not a medium dose or a heavy dose. Microdose is a small dose. It actually is like half a small dose. So it's supposed to hit you on a subconscious level that you don't even realize it, but you just, your symptoms are gone. And that was probably the first thing that they realized that medical marijuana is good for. All right, hold on. I'm going to come over this cable here so you can see better. Is that a good angle? Okay. I'll work my way over. And that's it. So, look, if you're not into weed, you can make this recipe without it. It's the same thing. You got the palm butter, the mango. You could also do papaya is a really good one for yogurt, and the pumpkin seed. And I would actually, now that I'm looking at it, I actually should make this a little smoother by blending it more, but this is more of a recipe to carry the medicine in it. I'm not really selling it as a food product, although it is a food product. I'm selling it more as a medicine. So I'm not too concerned with the smoothness of the texture as long as the guy gets the effect that he's looking for. And he got addicted to opiates because when he came off the cancer treatment, he had the chemo, he had everything. He was messed up from that stuff, and they put him on opioid painkillers. And so this, he told me, it takes the edge off of the cravings. And there's other plant medicines that are good for opioid withdrawal. There's kratom. Kratom's another one that is really good to fight opioid addiction. So that's that. I'm just plating it now. I'm putting spoon by spoon. And I'll just get about halfway done because I don't know if this is good TV, but let me bring the camera in for the last half here. Bring the camera in for the close-up shot. And I'll probably have to open up another batch of cups, but I'm not gonna broadcast that. Let me just take this over here, flip this over, okay, and then put the camera over here like that, and then drop this down a little more. Okay, and then I'll come back over here. Ribbit. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you made it all the way through, if you have a recipe you want some help with, or you have a health condition you want some help with, all for free consulting through my website. Just go to masterlukey.com. The contact page will take you to all my personal info. You can call me, text me, email me. Social media is up there, or you could just respond on this video. The only thing is, I would recommend going to my contact page because for some reason, when I do the live broadcasts, I don't get notifications from YouTube that people are commenting after the live broadcast. Like if you're watching this and it's the replay, like after it uploads to YouTube, I have to go onto the video and then check to see if anybody has written anything. and I don't know why that is, because I have my notifications turned on. So if I upload a regular video to YouTube and somebody comments on that video, like not a live video, just a regular video on YouTube, I will get a notification from YouTube. But for some reason, when I do a live video, when it replays and people watch and then they comment after the fact, I don't get notifications. So if you're watching the replay, please go through my website and contact me, because then I'll, you know, I'll get it in a timely manner, rather than if by chance I you know, go onto my old videos and check that out. So once all this material is out of the blender, there's going to be some stuff on the side, and you know, I'm broke, so I save every little thing that I can. And what I'll do is I'll put some apple juice in the blender just to get all of that extra stuff that's stuck on the side of the blender there. And that's that. So all of these are going to be $10 each, and I do like deals. So, you know, this isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This isn't $220 worth of yogurts. It's less than that, because I'll do like a buy 4 get 5 type of deal. I try to build in a 20% discount as a family discount. But anyway, like I said, if you use medical marijuana and you're not in the local area, I can ship a different type of recipe to you, which would be dehydrated, so it's non-perishable. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more exciting action.